Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daisha. I am the owner of PGL Planners, and this is my YouTube channel where we do everything faith and planning. And welcome to today's video. We're going to do some more setting up in October, planning for the new week, planning some of my kids' school week, all of those things. So if that interests you, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to stay updated on all things new. That way you don't miss out on anything. And if you are interested in the faith kit that I show in this video, then definitely check out the description box below for my Patreon. I make a faith kit as well. I have a Discord community, $7 a month. You get access to themed faith kits for your digital or physical planners, as well as a book club, gaming club, overall a Discord community that just has a bunch of women who love the Lord and share the same common interests. So if you're interested in that, definitely head over there. Also, I need to do an updated post, and I know maybe the people that are asking for this won't see this, but if you are still looking for that free Bible and you're watching that video from 3 years ago, a lot has changed. The free Bible is available via the Discord. So if you would like to get the free Bible, you will have to join the Discord. I've done a couple of videos on that, updating that. I've even pinned a comment on that video, but I still get questions to this day. You have to join the Discord and you can gain access to some free resources. I even have a free notebook. It's a digital notebook and a digital Bible in case you are interested in those resources. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into it. Hold on, my son is playing his guitar. Give me 1 second. All right. So anywho, I have added some functional pieces to my planner because I like to annotate my physical books when I get a chance to read them. But one of the packs that I bought came with the duplicate annotation thingamajig, but with a white, a clear thingy on the side for each one. And I don't use these for my books. I like the full color. So I thought I would use these for my kids' school as well, for planning and just for overall. And then I did get my dates for the rest of my ultrasound and monitoring stuff for the rest of the month.
Motion detected at front door.
Thank you, Alexa, because baby will be due in October. So this is time for that final stretch. So I have those appointments. So I am going to be putting that into my calendar, which I'm going to set that over there. So we can go ahead and get started. Of course, I haven't done anything in October just yet, aside from the things I added to that list in that last video, because, it's not October yet. So I don't want to put anything down if I end up finishing any books from the Bible in September, etc., all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and open this little paper where you guys can't see it, and I'm just going to add my dates in. So October 9th, let me put it over here. I have one for October 9th, and then I have one for October 16th, and the last one is for the 23rd. Now, my C-section should be scheduled sometime this week because baby is actually due on the 31st. So we'd be pulling it relatively close if I try to wait for any later than that, because I'm a C-section mommy. So that's how that would go. And all of these are going to be at 8:30, minus that one that's on the 2nd. So let me go ahead and put those dates in. So 10/9 at 8:30, and then 10/16 at 8:30, and then 10/23 at 8:30. And somewhere in here, I will have a baby, another baby. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's still so surreal for me. But that's why I like being able to just plan in advance. I touch base with my planner at the end of every week, as well as at about 2 to 3 times a week, to check in. If I need to add something to the weekdays, I add them as I go. So for those of you who are having problems with digital or physical planners and they feel like, well, I don't use it, or I'm not using it consistently, or hold on one second. I honestly forgot, you guys, what I was even saying. And I know it's probably going to sound so crazy when you watch this back, but it's because I had to help my daughter with her schoolwork. She's a little bit behind, so we are doing school today on Saturday for her because I want them to be on schedule for Monday. I need them to be on schedule school-wise for the rest of this week, because when my husband takes over after baby gets here, I don't want him confused and scrambling and looking at their school schedule like woman. And then I did apply for the scholarship program for homeschooling, so I got to finish that tonight with my husband, so I need to put that on my week thing. But I think that's everything I needed to add to here as far as that was concerned. And then, like I said, we're not doing anything with this yet. We could decorate this. We could make this cute. I think I left my stickers over here for this too. We could make it cute. And then, let me see. I know I'm going to need my date dots. And then, let me get these stickers. Alright, so I got my stickers. I had to figure out where they went from when I filmed last time. So, let's see here. And then I got my little basket full of little knickknacks. These little baskets from Dollar Tree, I've had them for a very long time, like 2 years now. Very useful still, especially for desk organization. Let's pick a page and just stick with that particular style over here. This is cool, but we're not going anywhere. I mean, you don't have to be going anywhere though, I guess. I could just go with it. Do you guys prefer seeing me put the stickers, or do you mind me like doing how I did in the setup video where I speed past that part? Like, what is your preference? I personally don't mind either way, but I think this is a good page for us to go with. Okay. So I'm probably going to use this picture here kind of at the top. I knew it was going to go over. Let's pull it down some. This is why I love Carpe Diem planners, because they're very forgiving with the stickers. I tell you, you can pick it up and put it down and whatever the case may be, and it won't mess up your paper. Let's put this here. This over here. My son is over there just jamming out. Put this little guy over here. I think that's good because I'm gonna need room for everywhere else. I've been in love with my gold dot marker. So I keep using it. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. Just gonna keep on keeping on because it just matches with every like setup that I end up doing, which is so funny. And then the only dates that I have are the appointment dates, but I'm going to leave it open. And the reason why is because like I feel like the dates, because basically October is going to be kind of up in the air, obviously because of baby. And I don't want to take up, since I'm going to have appointments weekly, and I also have a therapy appointment happening hopefully next week. So like everything's kind of just, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to take up all of these spots for those weekly appointments because then I won't have any room for any other dates to put here. And then let's write September up at the top. I mean October, I'm tripping. I don't know if this is the pen that does it. Let me see. I'll just write it with the little nib. I'm just gonna O-C-T-O-B-E. T. I'm not going to be able to make it, so I'm going to put dot. And then I'm going to put 25. That way I just know it's October the 2025 for the year. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to leave this here. All right. Sorry, I had to get my son to kind of pause on that guitar because I really don't want that song to be playing the entire video, and I don't know if it's going to try to copyright me for it. So anyways, we've got this stuff done, and I'm trying to honestly wait for this to dry, but I think it is. That's why I like those Ohuhu dot markers. I'm not going to write anything in here at all. No to-dos, none of that, because like I said, I don't know. This is the week we're going to be planning here. And right now, I'm not going to set this back page up just yet either. I normally like doing this off camera. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of like do some kind of themed like little list or like what's going on that month or whatever. So I like to do that off camera. And then this is our current week right here. I still have Saturday and Sunday left. Yesterday was just really me catching up in my Infinity Nikki game. I'm not going to lie to you all. But today is a little bit more of a work-related day and a house-related day. I want to make the wallpapers, which is why I put that little arrow there. I was going to do it yesterday, but between my daughter's homeschooling and me trying to game, it just really didn't happen. So I'm going to try to do that today after I film. I need to also film a couple of other things, but I'm trying to balance myself here because I want to do so many more things, more videos. But I'm like, I don't want to start something I can't finish. And right now with baby on the way, I just know that I cannot keep that kind of schedule up when baby gets here. So I'm trying to keep my schedule for filming and work very minimal. That way when baby's here, it's not like I have to play catch up or I have to keep up with this super crazy schedule. And then when baby's sleep trained, I can kind of start doing a little bit more with PGL and feel a little bit more comfortable and confident with work, like how I did with my son. Because right now that's just not going to be plausible. So we'll see. Which is also why I haven't been filming the prayer journal setups, because I'm like, will I be able to actually keep up with that as well when baby gets here? So it's just going to be one of those things where, you got to kind of time management, I'm really good with time management, I like to think. And then Sunday is really just budgeting, washing, bedding, closing out the week and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave this today thing back here because I do need that to be there since we still have 2 days out of the week left. And then we're going to, after I plan that, we're going to go in and plan the kids' school week. I'm going to set this up and then we're going to go in and try that new flag situation and do the setup for the kids' school week for next week so that I can know what's going on. I'm going to continue to try to plan when my husband takes over. That way he can look at what I have, for them to do, just because obviously I'll be with baby. So we're going to continue with the fall stickers because it is fall and I'm loving it. And right now, what is our MO? I'm going to do 2 different colors, I think, because we'll be at the end of October for 2 of the days. September, I'm tripping, and we'll be at the beginning of October. Tomorrow, I also have a book club meeting. I meant to say that too. So I've got stuff going on. We're going to get our little thingamabob. I'm going to date this really quick and then I will come back. All right, I'm back. So I've got the date dots down, and I want to continue to use some of these stickers. I want to use these kind of situations. Let me get my little tweezers. Sticker tweezers are not to be slept on. I feel like if you have a problem with putting stickers down straight, then this is a good tool to have. Yeah. And then we're just going to use whatever color comes first because, we'll have fun with it. So Thursday I have an appointment with my OB to do all the fun things in preparation for baby. And let me see here. I wanted to get another one of these sticker books, but I'm on a spending freeze for myself. I'm focusing on baby right now and saving with my husband because he's going to be home. So that's the fun thing about that, is that my husband will be home for 6 weeks. It's so awesome. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I really like this green strip, and I know I'm going to have a bit of a time trying to get it to work in here, but I kind of want it here. So what we're going to have to do, I don't even know why I peeled the strip up before I did this, but we're going to have to white out this notes thing. So we can just freely place the strip without having to worry. Okay. So now there we go. And then I'm gonna get my little handy dandy X-Acto, and I'm just gonna cut it right there. And then where do I want to put it? I can put it here because my sister has her birthday on this day, so we can be a little bit more decorative on this day since it's a special day. Cute. All right, now that I'm happy that I got that strip in here, let's continue to look for some stickers, some elements. This bear scarf matches the date dots, so I feel like he needs to be on here. So we're just gonna put him here kind of as like our little statement piece, because oh my goodness, right? And I feel like, well, let's see. As of right now, I have to see when my appointment is scheduled, but I'm wanting it to be this day. But let's have some fun with some of these circle stickers. I never really know what to do with these, but realistically, you could just pop them like regular stickers, you know? So maybe we do every other one. So let's do the s'mores, because once again, this kind of matches my setup here. I cannot wait for that book club meeting tomorrow, y'all, because we have been reading this book called A Million Little Choices, I think it's called. Oh my goodness. If you have dealt with an unfaithful spouse or whatever, at first this book may seem triggering. However, I recommend sticking it out because it does give the hope of the Lord in there really nicely for that. Sorry, my daughter decided to make a very loud entrance. I was like, girl, why you come down here like that? You didn't even do it like that the last time. So Saturday we skip, and so here we go with this. So now we need elements that are not circle shaped. If I can get the page to turn, y'all. Oh, I forgot all about this page. Look at all of these fun little camping elements. I feel like it fits the, like we got like a little campfire, like s'more situation going on. So we can use these things. Can this fit? Let's see. Yes, it can. Ooh, fancy. And then we'll do like the backpack or something over here. Perfect. That's very cute. And then I feel like, I'm trying to think. I know next week's gonna be busy. Busy, y'all. It's gonna be so busy. Let's give the bear a s'more. And maybe we put some other little camping elements down here just to be fun, like the fire starter here. We need the little match. And maybe he's thirsty, you know, maybe he's gonna need that wonderful thermos to go with his s'more. All right, that looks good. I'm pleased. Now I'm gonna get a little sticker element to the little flag thingies I was using, because I need that for my sister's birthday. So we're gonna use this color. Actually, we'll use this one because this is closer to like colors that she likes. So we're gonna put this here for her birthday. Now I'm satisfied. Now that looks good to me. So you know what I'm about to do now. I'm about to put my dots, y'all. Where's that? This is why I never trust myself with this little, because I always put the little clear closey thingy somewhere and I never find it until after my video or something. It'll just show up. So we're just gonna set that over there because I don't know where I put it. All right, so now let's put our date dots. Not date dots, y'all. Our bullet points for the list for the week. Ooh, my goodness. But yeah, I've discovered that the reason why this kind of planning works for me is because I'm really simple. I don't really need trackers, and I don't really ever complete them either. I don't need multiple planners for multiple things. It's just not my style. And I tried to do it because I was a planner shop, and it felt good to have multiple products because obviously at that point, you know, you get more people to buy your stuff. But then I was like, you know, as cool as that is, I'm not even using half of my products, which to me makes me feel phony. It's not calling anyone phony for not using their products. For me, it felt that way. And so, yeah, I just, you know, I don't need all of that. I really don't. I just need a week where I can throw everything on it and a separate space for my kids' school stuff because it's not going to fit on here. And that's it. Like, I'm a super, like, simple, easy kind of planner. And of course I need my faith bits, you know, somewhere to pray, somewhere to keep up with what I'm doing with my faith because it holds me accountable. That's it. And I think that's why the A5 works for me that way, because I just, anything else, I'm not going to keep up with it. And that's what I find. And I think, and I could be wrong, but I feel like that's true for a lot of women, but because it looks so fun to have so much stuff, you know, we keep doing these new systems and, oh, I'm going to have this and I'm going to use this. And it's like, you know, if that works for you, go for it. I'm not saying it doesn't, but sometimes easy is best, especially if you're trying to actually keep up with it when your life gets busy, when you're feeling a little bit down and depressed, or you're feeling a little bit behind, or you just don't feel like messing with planning. Something like this is perfect because it's just simple. That's just my thought process. And even maybe not even this. Sometimes what you only need is this. You just write a list, check it off, or your phone. You can just make a list in Artful Agenda or something like that. And that could be your planning style. You just never know until you try. But yeah, and whether you like that digitally or physically is completely up to you. That's different. So now I think these dots are dry. We can go ahead and go into the this month section here for the kids. So for the children, I know we're not using these headers. And I'm going to leave majority of this stuff blank. I'm just going to decorate it in advance. And the only reason why I'm keeping it blank for the most part is because I need to coordinate with my husband, because I want him to kind of adjust to what I do in the month while I'm still here. That way when baby comes, he's not like a deer in headlights. And I think we're going to use the little animals just because I feel like that's very kid friendly. And I feel like it fits this particular area really nicely. Like, you know, a little hedgehog there, a little fox here, you know, that kind of thing. My kids love animals. Especially my daughter, she's obsessed. She knows so much about animals because when we went out to eat way like in the summertime, I think it was like July, we went to Carrabba's and then we went to Books A Million and she picked out a book and it was like 5,000 facts about animals. And when we have our quiet time, that's what she's reading. So she's learned so much about animals. Like, it's wild how much that girl knows. She's taught me so much. I did not know. And I'm like, yeah, you are an animal lover. I don't know what she's going to do with that in her life, or if the Lord's going to have her, have us foster her in that, and she ends up doing it for a career of some sort. I don't know, but we support it. We love it. We are completely here for it. You know, it's really odd, and I'm avoiding thinking about this, but this is my first time in 3 years, or maybe even more than that I'm not making a planner right now. At this point, I should be done with a planner if I were making one. But yeah, I'm not making one, and it's really odd. It's like, what? But I like it at the same time because obviously, you know, it's good for change. It's good to have change. But that's like, I realize that as I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not making a planner for the new year. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna let this dry. I think for this upcoming week, because it is fall, we'll probably use this memory one. Ooh, wait a minute. I wish you guys were here. I could ask. Let's use romance, and then we'll use memory another time. Like for the next month, for November. Because I really like this. And they're about dry. So we're going to flip. All right, so for this is going to be this upcoming week. So this is the 29th through the 5th. So, yeah. 29, 30, 31. Ooh, I'm tripping. Well, date dots, here we go. I don't know what the heck. Y'all saw how I just happily counted that wrong? Date dots completed. This is why I do them off camera, because I really am such a ditz. So now we're gonna go in with our little flaggies here. I just want to flag the blocks. School blocks is what I call them. So we wake up and we use yellow for that wake up area. Now what I will say is the further I get into this pregnancy, the harder it is for me to stick to this 7 o'clock wake up, because your girl be asleep. She's a tired one. She's very tired. Maybe I should do it this way, where the flag goes like this. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. It makes more sense. It's crooked as a mug. I placed that down like it was right. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Just slide it down with our fingers like this. Okay, so we have that for our wake up block. And like I said, these things change though. Obviously this is the weekend, so I normally will put like little thingies on it because these things are different. And then Wednesday and Thursdays are half days for us. So I also put this on those too, because these school days don't go quite like Monday, Tuesday, and Friday do. They just don't. And so that's our wake up window. And then 8 o'clock is like miscellaneous. I'll use that time to, while they're getting, you know, situated, they'll make their beds and stuff is what I mean. I'll do bathroom refreshes in the morning around that time. I do laundry folding around this time. I get myself ready. And sometimes we'll get downstairs at 8 o'clock. Sometimes we'll get downstairs exactly at 9 o'clock. But that's just a miscellaneous like prep hour for whatever it is upstairs before we go downstairs. So that's just how that goes. And then 9 o'clock is our faith block. That's where we'll do breakfast, and then we do our little Bible read thing. And I'm using the Minnow Bible. I don't know if I showed you all which Bible I got for them for the school year. Let me show you. Because we use the Minnow app for their videos to watch, you know, like for fun. And they have this Laugh and Grow Bible. And if you're wanting to get your kids started on some like pretty solid information, I highly recommend it. Like, we just finished learning about apostocycles right here. And what they'll do is they'll give you the story. They'll give you definitions that come directly from the Bible and Hebrew words, but they also break it down in a way where your kids can understand the stories. And they highlight certain themes from what's going on in those stories and stuff like that. So with this, obviously with apostocycles, we're talking about the cycle of believing in the Lord, holding fast to Him, and then forgetting about Him, serving idols, and then being saved by the Lord, and then doing that whole thing again. So that's what we're looking at here with the Israelites. And then you end with a family connection where you can do the everyday truth, the talk about it, and then the prayer. So I really like this little Bible. And we use it for the start of school because it's light, but it's still enough to get them going in the morning, because I normally have them watch church at home when they're eating breakfast. So, and that's on Minnow as well. They have the Today Show, which is like the same format as church at home. And they have the thingamajig. And I'm just going to put a little arrow here and a little arrow here. Little face, half days for school. That way we know, like, okay, this is a half day. I really do like these stickers that I got from the thingamajig, but as I'm running low on them, my only problem is they're like $6 and you only get 3 pages. So as cute as they are and as useful as they've been for me, I don't see myself replacing them, which is why I'm trying these flags out. Because I'm like, yeah, as cool as this is, I don't see myself spending $6 every time I need another set of 3 pages. Because granted, I'm not going to be using it that much. And so after that, we start our block 1. So for school, we start block 1. Which includes like warm-ups, all of that kind of stuff. And that starts at like 10:30ish because of the faith bit that we do. Sometimes it takes longer because I try to explain to them a little bit further, because we're also at night reading the 365 Bible stories, and sometimes they will give more information than the Minnow Bible. And so it's nice to kind of make those connections to where those stories fall. So that's why we do that as well. My husband takes over the nighttime reading though, and he likes to ask them questions to make sure they're paying attention, just because it's one of those books where there aren't any pictures. So you kind of want to, you know, make sure you're asking questions so that they're listening. And I'm just going to put an arrow here, and then we have, like I said, the first block. First school block. And we do warm-ups. And time for learning is their main curriculum, outside of like workbooks that we've purchased that just kind of go further into detail. And then we have our lunch block down here. I can just get this little tab up. So we have lunch. Okay, so let's do purple. This starts block 2. And the reason why I'm not writing it here on the right side is because the weekend's on there, and I don't want to put anything on there for that reason. So now we have block 2 starting. Draw arrow. And that's where their school day will normally end, because block 2 will go all the way until they're finished. So that can vary depending on what assignments, if they have tests. Specifically for my daughter, it will definitely vary, because sometimes she'll do school, and like what we have going on today, where she's kind of struggling to understand a concept and she has to kind of sit with me at the desk and stuff. It could take all day. We could be down here till 4 o'clock. So it just really depends. But for the most part, they finish at around 3. So I'm just going to draw little squigglies like I normally do, right above the 3 o'clock line, because I also like to have an area where I can write notes about their performance throughout the week. What are things that we need to relook at? Like right now for my daughter, without a doubt, it is absolutely fractions. We've already finished. She took the test yesterday and she passed, but I could tell there's uncertainty there. One of the many reasons why I love to homeschool, because I can see firsthand what my kids have going on, if they're fully understanding something or if they're looking like, what? So her dad and I are going to be working on fractions with her some more, and we talked about that. We probably end up getting some kind of workbook and doing a separate little thing with her for that. And so for this side, I normally like to do Elijah because it's a smaller section, and with this side I like to do Leah. So we'll just put Leah, and I'll normally like put like a little face and like some things, you know. And then we have Elijah. Yes, Papa, I'm talking about you. All right. And then I will do the little lists as the week goes. And then just for funsies, I will get these little cheap stickers that I got off of Amazon. They're on my storefront. Let me see here. And I'll pick out one. Oh, Elijah. That's a clickety-clackety click, huh? Super loud. Let's see here. Let me see here. I'm trying to find one that I think will fit this particular theme. We have a boy and a girl, so we'll do those two because that fits for a side for Leah and a side for Elijah. So for Elijah, we'll put his little boy over here, and we'll put the little bear over the weekend because we know we don't really have anything going on over the weekend. We'll put this little bunny rabbit that's vacuuming down here at the bottom.
You have kid stickers.
Uh-huh. And then we'll put like the little blocks over here, and some little random small bits we'll just include throughout. Some detergent we'll put over here with the vacuum. All right, so that list is there. And my son is actually starting the second part of the extra supplement that I had put in for second kindergarten, just to really get those core elements down. Because, yeah, I really, really want him to have really good understanding before we start hopping into these kindergarten lessons, because with time for learning, it's not like your regular kindergarten. They're giving them that bonus education. Like, you're learning stuff way faster than you would in a normal school setting, and I love that. But in the same token, you do need to prepare your kids for that, because when my daughter first started it the previous year, I was not sure what to expect. So I put her in a grade below what she was supposed to be in, and she was still learning new things. I was like, okay, you know what? And then we moved her up a grade, because you can adjust your kids' grade based on what you see them doing and how they're performing. Okay, looks good. Is that a sticker? Okay, no. All right, so now we have the kids' school week plan, and like I said, one of the things for Leia automatically is we need to spend some time on fractions. And then we have this chemical changes science experiment that we need to do. So I'm going to put that on there. We've been trying to do that for the longest, but we had such a busy few months. And so that's that. Okay. Now, normally I would not plan all of this in one day, but I'm doing it today because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. No, because tomorrow I have my book club meeting. That's what it is. I will say, why did I do this? But I have my book club meeting, so I kind of wanted to have everything planned out. So we have the school stuff set up so I can come in here and write as that week goes. And then we've got our actual week set up, which is good. And I'm not writing anything in here except the appointments and my sister's birthday. Jesus. So we have an appointment. Whoops. At 9 a.m. And then we have we have my sister's birthday. My sister's birth day. We'll just put it down here. We'll just make this like a little bullet point. So we got my sister's birthday, and we got that, and we've got other things in here, but I'm just not going to write them in yet because I want to figure out what days I'm going to be doing what. And yeah, that is essentially our plans for this month. Of course, I added in some dates here. Y'all, I'm telling you, having an A5. I'm also going to be making a list when I hang up with you guys, when I'm done filming this with you guys, because I need to make a list for some like ideas, and I forgot what the list was. Oh my goodness, I should have wrote it down before I started filming. I like really had it in my brain. I'm like, I'm just gonna make a list of what I should do. Filming ideas, that's what it was. Filming ideas. But I might hold off on that though. I might hold off on that. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching this plan with me. If you enjoyed this kind of chatty, longer form plan with me, then definitely comment, like, and subscribe once again. Giving my video a thumbs up doesn't take much. Hitting that good old thumb helps me spread my wings and fly to a new territory. I'm not doing digital planning anymore, and my focus really is not necessarily on making planning products anymore. So I really do need to reach my target audience. Doing that thumbs up will help me actually reach that target audience. So if you do give this video a thumbs up, thank you so very much for doing so. And again, God bless each and every one of you, and thank you so much for watching.
Yeah,
Bye.
And thank you for filming with mommies.
Oh, thank you, buddy.